Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. So welcome everybody. Actually I feel whenever we do Sankirtan we disconnect from everything else and then we are able to be a part of the present discussions and the activities which are going on. So very grateful to all of you that you have turned up here. Many of you have come for the first time. This is a Sunday morning. Sunday mornings are generally lazy mornings. You could have been in your bed, or you could have been in your garden, or you could have been doing something else, been somewhere else. But you decided to come here. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine calling within all of you, which has brought you here. This is personal guidance being offered by Lord Krishna that you all are here you are all here. So therefore, all of you are special. This session is dedicated to the founder Acharya of ISKCON, who is Srila Prabhupada. He is our spiritual grandfather, in one way you can say. So everything which I have learned, or which I am going to teach you or discuss with you, are based on his teachings only. So I would like to chant Mangala Charan, or auspicious prayers, which will help me to focus myself and be very grateful to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and all the teachers I've had in my life. Those who know this can repeat with me. Those who don't, just try to hear it attentively. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanyatamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Namami Harike Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gauru Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Iti Namine Namaste Saraswata Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tatsat. Hare Krishna. So the title for today's discussion is Search for Happiness. Yeah, even before the session starts, try to squeeze in yourself by filling the front rows, because there will be some latecomers who would like to occupy the back rows. And those of you who have some health problem, health issue, knee problem, back problem, please be comfortably seated on a chair. So the title for today's discussion is Search for Happiness. For that, we need to understand what is happiness first. We also need to understand where to search for happiness and what we should do so that we become happily ever after. So, how many of you want to be happy in life? Please raise your hands. I want to be happy. Some people are not raising their hands. I understand. Probably, I don't know, they are not very clear about the definition of happiness. That's why they are not raising their hands. But generally, even starting from a small ant till Lord Brahma, everybody wants to be happy in life. However, sometimes we get misguided because we do not have the proper definition of happiness and we look for it in the wrong place. Therefore, our search for happiness never ends only. So the agenda for today's discussion is, we'll try to understand how we are very special, two kinds of happiness, two kinds of problems in our life, how to end this search for happiness, how can I be happily ever after, and then in the end we will do one practical activity which will help us start our journey towards this happiness. So are you all ready? So the scope of this discussion will be that in the next 50 minutes, We'll discuss few things. As you can see, there are subsections. After every subsection, you can ask questions. The questions should be related to the discussion and not related to something which happened between you and your neighbor last night. Please. The questions should not be related to ongoing oil controversy or tariff controversies. The question should be related to Bhagavad Gita. So you are special. How? See, there are 4 similarities between us and animals. How many of you are human beings here? Please raise your hands. Human being. Again, some people are not raising hands. उसमें भी doubt है. So there are 4 similarities between humans and animals: sleeping, eating, enjoyment, and defense. That means you also sleep, the dog also sleeps. You also eat, the dog also eats. You also enjoy, the dog also enjoys. And you also defend yourself, the dog also defends itself. What is the difference? You sit on a dining table and eat from a plate. I don't know these days dogs, what kind of facilities they are getting at homes. But the dog ideally eats from the floor. The street dogs. So the happiness which one gets after eating or when the hunger is satisfied is the same in dog as well as the human being. You may be sleeping in your apartment or on a Dunlop mattress, but once you sleep, you don't know where you are sleeping. Similarly, the dog may be sleeping on a mound of sand, but once the dog also sleeps, the dog is also oblivious of where it is sleeping. So if we just dedicate our life to eat nicely, sleep nicely, mate nicely, and defend nicely, then we are as good as animals. Today I am eating khichdi, tomorrow I will eat biryani, after that I will eat chole bhature, after that I will eat something else. So in this way, sequentially and consequentially, I am trying to improve the standard of my eating. Today I am sleeping in a PG, tomorrow I want to sleep in a flat, after that I want to sleep in my own flat, then I want to sleep in an air-conditioned apartment, then I want to sleep in the Burj Khalifa. I am trying to raise my standard of sleeping. So in that way, if I just keep on improving the eating, sleeping, enjoyment and defense quotient, I'm just becoming a polished animal, that's all. So human life is not just meant for eating, sleeping, mating, defending and paying the bills and dying. It is meant for a higher purpose. So therefore in Mahabharata there is a section called Hitopadesh where one very famous character, Bhishma, has spoken this. He says, Ahara nidra bhaya maithunam chava samanyam etat pashubhir naranam dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hinaha pashubhih samana. Both animals and men share the activities of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. However, the special property of human is that they are able to engage in spiritual life. Therefore, without spiritual life, humans are on the level of animals. So if we don't have a spiritual life, we are just polished animals. Is that clear? I am not saying this, Bhishma is saying this. But I agree with this. And I think everybody should agree with this. Because this is a valid statement. So what are the specialities of a human being which animals don't enjoy? A, B, C, D. Ability for spiritual inquiry, access to different levels of bliss, having choices in life, and D for determination. These are 4 unique gifts awarded to humans. not awarded to animals. Let's discuss this step by step. A stands for ability for spiritual inquiry. The Vedanta Sutras, they start with the statement, Adhato Brahma Jignasa, which means, now that you have got this human form of life, use it to inquire about the Supreme. Don't just waste it for eating, sleeping, mating, defending, paying the bills and dying. Develop higher intelligence. You have to do this, of course. But the main aim of your life should not be just eating, sleeping, mating, defending. The main aim of your life should be Brahma Jigyasa. Inquiry about the Supreme. Because a dog cannot do this. But you can do this. However, if you don't do this, then you are on the level of dog. You have wasted your human form of life. So human life plus spiritual inquiry is called divine life. And human life without Brahma Jigyasa or without spiritual inquiry is animal life. And what is the summum bonum of Brahma Jigyasa? Who am I? Who is God? And what is my relationship with God? This is the summum bonum of Brahma Jigyasa. Who am I? That's also a very deep question. So some people are thinking, I am a man, I am a woman. Some people are thinking, I am an Indian, I am an Australian, I am a German, I am French, American, European, lawyer, chartered accountant, engineer, doctor, man, woman, cat, dog. But very few people understand that I am not this body. I am the spirit soul. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not the intelligence, I am the spirit soul. This is the beginning of spiritual life. Until unless you come to this conclusion, that you are not the body, you are the soul. Until then your spiritual life has not started. Please understand, spiritual life does not mean just peace of mind. Some people tell, oh, you get this peace of mind, that means you are leading a spiritual life. No. Because you are not the mind. Neither you are the intelligence, you are the soul. So until unless you engage in spiritual activities, which is on the platform of soul, so that you establish a connection with the super soul, that is God, spiritual life hasn't begun. So that is ability for this spiritual inquiry. So that is gifted only to humans. Next is, a human accesses various levels of bliss. We call it as physical bliss, emotional bliss, intellectual bliss and spiritual bliss. There are some nice terms in the Vedic scriptures for that. Parthiv rasa, Swargya rasa, Brahman rasa and Bhakti rasa. May I know your name? Kaushik. If I would ask you which age you think was the happiest and the physically fittest age in your life till now? 25? Yeah. Everybody is very fit at 25. Imagine at the age of 21 to 25, where all your senses are very strong, you can digest everything, whatever you eat very nicely. You don't have spectacles or any health issues. And you have unlimited resources to enjoy. Rather, let's assume you are the king of the whole planet. How happy you will be? Age is 21, no health problem, and whole earth is yours. That amount of happiness, which none of you can ever get, is equated to X, Parthiv rasa. Now, 1,000 times that X is emotional rasa, or the Swargya rasa. What is your name? What do you like to eat? Chinese items. Especially something. Gobi Manchurian. Gobi I only added. So let's say you are eating Gobi Manchurian. As soon, in whichever situation we give you Gobi Manchurian, you will feel happy. Gobi Manchurian mila. Let's say, don't take it personally. Let's say we give you a Gobi Manchurian and at the same time we tell you, that you and your husband both have lost your jobs. Will you enjoy the gobi Manchurian? Yeah. So gobi Manchurian is parthiv rasa, physical tongue. But the emotional rasa, when the right, at the mental platform, when you are not able to access things properly, the best of the things you will not enjoy in life. So therefore, 1,000 times higher than parthiv rasa is emotional rasa. You have to say something? I thought you were there to remind me of timing. Intellectual rasa, Brahman rasa, it is 10,000 times the emotional rasa. Something which makes you oblivious of all circumstances around you. Even when life is happy, or even when life is not happy, you do some activity to disconnect from everything in life. Those kind of activities come in the intellectual rasa. For instance, in whichever circumstance in life, whether good is happening, bad is happening, whether somebody has passed away or somebody has come into the world, if you just read the Bhagavad Gita, you will become oblivious of everything around you. So that kind of feeling, it's not a feeling, it's a kind of bliss which people have. It requires practice to access that level of bliss. Some people, they don't read Bhagavad Gita, they do, of course they cannot, Bhagavad Gita especially comes in the bhakti category. But some people like to read and they disconnect from everything while reading. Some people like to paint and they disconnect from everything while painting. When things are going good, they'll paint. When things are not going good, they'll paint. So that is intellectual bliss. But the highest is the spiritual rasa or the bhakti rasa, in which this intellectual rasa, which is the highest till now, becomes just a drop in the ocean of bhakti rasa. So amongst all kinds of bliss, the highest bliss is when soul connects with the super soul and engages in bhakti yoga, engages in devotion. One can go through anything in life if they have this wealth in their life, the wealth of bhakti. These days a very nice movie is going on. It is called Mahavatar Narasimha. How many of you have seen? So homework is to go and see that movie. This is a very nice Gita course. We give movies as homework. Please book a ticket and go and see Mahavatar Narasimha in the theatres. You will see that Prahlad is being traumatized in that movie. Sometimes he is trying to be burnt by fire, sometimes he is trying to be crushed by an elephant, sometimes he is trying to be poisoned, sometimes he is thrown in a well full of deadly, hungry, man-eating snakes, sometimes he is thrown from a cliff. But he is able to overcome all these challenges in life, which is inflicted by his own father, just because he is a devotee of Lord Hari. He is able to overcome everything. He is never seen crying. He is never seen complaining. Do you think this is a happy circumstance? Today I am going to burn you. Tomorrow I am going to throw you from a cliff. Day after that I am going to send some 2 wild elephants to crush you. Do you think these are happy circumstances? But still Prahlad is happy. How? Because he has this bhakti rasa. So just a quick revision of what we have discussed till now. Human life is not meant for sleeping, eating, enjoyment and defense. It is meant for a higher purpose. What is that higher purpose? Sorry? Connection to the Lord. Exactly which term did we use here today? Brahma Jignasa. So human beings have 4 special gifts. What are they? A, B, C, D. What is A? What is A? ability for spiritual inquiry, which in short means Athata Brahma Jignasa. B stands for, what are the different levels of bliss which humans can access? I could not hear anything. Which is the highest happiness which anybody can access? Okay, I must say you people are the most intelligent audience I've had till now. Because other classes, even after showing, they keep looking at me like this. I'll just finish this A, B, C, D and then we'll take the question. Is that okay?
It's related to the previous one.
This one?
Yeah, just need to understand. The spiritual one, you said soul connected to super soul. What is that super soul?
We'll come to it. Super soul is God. There is only one super soul. That is God. C stands for choices. So animals can act only by instinct. They just react. But human beings have the ability to respond. That is a choice which every human being has. For instance, Madam likes gobi manchurian. If we give her gobi manchurian and at the moment she starts eating, we scold her and take her plate away, how will she feel? She'll feel bad. And then she'll go away. Next time if we give her gobi manchurian, will she eat? Depends how hungry she is, but mostly she will not eat. Beizzat kiya mujhe. But let's say if I give it to a dog and pull it away and then slap the dog and then again give it, will the dog still eat? It's instinct. Anything it sees, it has to eat. But humans can choose how to react. So this choice is there. So those human beings who just react by instinct, they are in the level of animals. But those who choose to reflect and respond, not on the basis of prejudice, not on the basis of personal experiences, but on the basis of Shastra, on the basis of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Those who have trained their intelligence accordingly, they are humans. So one needs to practice some austerity, some tapasya in life. There is austerity of body, there is austerity of mind, there is austerity of speech. And Lord Krishna talks about everything in the Bhagavad Gita. It is a very sad situation that 99.9% Indians, they have not read the Bhagavad Gita. But they are very proud of being Indian. They are very proud of having a very old Bhagavad Gita in their house, which they have tied in a red cloth and hung in the altar somewhere. And whenever we talk about Bhagavad Gita, they say, Karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. Bas. How misguiding this statement can be, you do not understand. Even a murderer can think, Karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. What punishment I will get, let's not think about it. So Bhagavad Gita has a lot to speak. I'm not trying to just put everybody down, but it's a fact. Very few people know the Bhagavad Gita. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna talks about the austerity of speech. Anudvegam karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. Swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. How to speak? Lord Krishna is telling. Anudvegam karam vakyam. What you should say, speak, it should be truth, satyam, priyam. It should be pleasing, hitam, it should be beneficial, and anudvegam, it should not be agitating also. So if anything which you speak, if it satisfies these four criteria, then you are allowed to speak. And who practices this? Even God practices this. But we so-called descendants of the Vedic civilization, we don't practice it. So similarly, there is austerity of mind, there is austerity of body, what to eat, what not to eat, Bhagavad Gita chapter 17, shloka number 8, 9, 10, when to sleep, how much to sleep, how to work, how much to work, when to not work, how to control the mind. All these things are explained, but none of us know. क्योंकि भगवत गीता मतलब कर्म करो फल की चिंता मत करो, बस, और कुछ नहीं है भगवत गीता में. This is the sad state of our society. So therefore, when I see all of you, I get hope that all of you will be inspired to read the Bhagavad Gita and go out and change the whole society, change the whole world by connecting them to the true message of Bhagavad Gita. That is a choice which you have. All of you have a choice to continue in this Gita course, become a student of Bhagavad Gita, and help everybody become close to Lord Krishna. That is the choice which you have. However, if you decide to discontinue and throw away your Bhagavad Gita and never read it and be satisfied with karma karo, phal ki chinta mat karo, then you have made your choice. D stands for determination. There are two kinds of determination, prayas and shreyas. Prayas means that which gives you instant sense gratification. Something, even the dog is determined to do something, and a human being is also determined to do something. But the dog's determination is whatever I will do, immediately I should get some sense gratification out of it. But a human being focuses on tapasya. He tries to avoid a few things so that they can be in a better condition, at least at the time of death, or maybe in next life. So human life is not meant for prayers, it is meant for shreyas. So that is A, B, C, D. A stands for, B stands for, C stands for, D stands for. Which determination do we need to have? Shreyas. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask. No questions? Very good. So if we practice only the seed activities, sleeping, eating, enjoyment and defense, and if we do not engage in A, B, C, D, then this will be the result. One will be suffering from depression, one will be struggling with suicidal tendencies, one will have addictions, one will be engaged in various wars and crimes. So human being without spiritual life, without Brahma Jignasa, without Bhakti bliss, without Krishna conscious choices, Bhagavad Gita choices, without the determination to do tapasya in life, will be like this. A very polished person, maybe has done PhD or a big leader in some corporate, but has no spiritual life, like this. So choice is yours. So you see, when you would have come, you would have seen a field here, and you must have also noticed a tractor here. It is just still moving here and there. So the tractor is used for what? Who can tell me? Thank you for raising your hand and answering. You are very disciplined. So a tractor is used for plowing the field. But let's say I stop using the tractor, instead I use a Lamborghini car for plowing the field. What will people tell me after seeing me? Sorry? They'll tell me I am a fool. Why they'll tell me a fool? Yes, it is not. Lamborghini is meant for something else. Sorry?
The purpose is different for
The purpose is different for?
category, it's a different purpose.
Yes. So the purpose of Lamborghini is different from the purpose of a tractor. So human life is like Lamborghini. Animal life is like a tractor. So if you, while being a human life, do not engage in Brahma Jignasa, if you do not engage in Bhakti Rasa, if you don't have Bhagavad Gita choices, and if you do not engage in tapasya, then it is like using the Lamborghini of human life as a tractor at the level of an animal. So don't waste the human form, inquire about God. Now we move to the next section, that is two types of happiness. We have two types of happiness, permanent happiness and temporary happiness. Permanent happiness is unlimited in variety. It is always shared with others and it is ever increasing. However, temporary happiness has a beginning and an end. It is often related to pain and relief. For example, right now I have pain in my body. I have fever. So I have some pain. When I will get relief from this pain, I will start thinking, oh, I'm happy now. So it's a temporary happiness. And of course, it is limited. Now, all of you take 30 seconds of your time and analyze all the happiness which you have in your life, whether it falls in the category of permanent happiness or temporary happiness. Take 30 seconds. Hare Krishna. Now that you have analyzed, please give me an answer. How many of you want permanent happiness in your life? Please raise your hands. मुझे permanent happiness चाहिए. Very good. Very simple. If you solve or if you remain solving temporary problems of life, you will get temporary happiness. But if you solve the permanent problems of life, you will get permanent happiness. Some hint about permanent happiness coming from the Bhagavad Gita. Every one of us are searching after happiness, but we do not know what real happiness is. We see so much advertised about happiness, but practically speaking, we see so few happy people. This is because so few people know the platform of real happiness is beyond temporary things. It is this real happiness that is described in the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. So one hint which we are getting here is that happiness, permanent happiness, lies beyond temporary things. So let's say I am becoming very happy because I have a mobile. Is this permanent or temporary? So can I get permanent happiness out of this? So you must be thinking that definitely my house is permanent. Definitely my car is permanent. Definitely my relationships, my spouse, my children, they are very permanent. Definitely my job is permanent. Definitely the money which I have is definitely permanent. So I'll get permanent happiness out of these things. Correct, no? So let's go into a little more detail. We understand that if I solve the permanent problems, I'll get permanent happiness. So let me understand what are these two kinds of problems. Temporary problems, permanent problems. Temporary problems, they're very relative. One man's happiness is another man's distress. Let's say you get a tooth pain. So who is happy? Who is unhappy? Are you unhappy because you have a tooth pain? But there will be one person who will be happy. Who's that? Who's that? Dentist. Similarly, it starts raining. There will be one person who is unhappy. The vegetable seller. But there will be one person who will be happy. Who is it? Sorry? Farmer will be happy. Yeah, according to our, farmer will be happy. But specifically here, umbrella seller. Sometimes too much rain makes farmers unhappy also. So these are temporary problems. The nature of these problems is it is very relative. However, permanent problem, any problem can be called a permanent problem only when it satisfies these three criteria, C and N. First of all, it should be common to everybody. No one should want it. and no one should be able to avoid it. Now give me any problem, we will analyze whether it is permanent or not. Please tell me any problem. Pollution. Is it common to all the people on the planet at every part of the world? Sorry? Sorry. See, here you are telling scale is different. Here, some people are telling
Same problem every country now it is the same problem.
they are telling pollution is not the same everywhere.
In the villages,
Sorry?
in the villages so far it's not a pollution.
Yes, in the villages, those villages which have remained like a village. So pollution is not a problem. So at least because of the disagreement which is here, we agree that pollution is not common to all. So therefore rejected. It's not a permanent problem. It's a temporary problem. Give me another problem. Health issues. Is it common to everybody? Is there anyone who can say that in my whole life I have never had any health issue? कौन है वो? हाँ?
Who is that peaceful person?
But it was temporary, but it's not.
Yeah.
हाँ ठीक है, but you had some health problem or not?
Not like temporary.
But again, in future you will have or not? Yeah. So it is happening to everybody. How many of you want health problems? I really want to fall sick with so much diarrhea and flu that I don't know. How many of you want to fall sick with COVID? Please raise your hand. Huh? You want to fall sick, huh? Sorry? Okay, sorry. And can anybody avoid health issues no matter how much medicines you take, no matter how much pranayam you do, no matter how much vaccination you take? Are diseases completely avoidable? Because as long as you have the body, diseases will come. That's the design of the body. So therefore we agree that disease is a permanent problem. Give me another problem. Sorry? Wealth. I mean, is that a problem or lack of wealth you mean? Yeah. Okay, for someone too much wealth is good, too much wealth is bad. Okay. Let's say lack of wealth. आपको नहीं, बाकी लोग का lack of wealth ही है ना? ठीक. Lack of wealth, financial constraints. Is it common to everybody? Financial constraint? अरे आप लोग गरीब हैं, दुनिया में कुछ लोग अमीर भी हैं.
I guess people are never satisfied what they have.
But seriously, will you really call Ambani as a poor person having financial constraints? Come on. Satisfaction is one thing, but reality is something else. Ambani's child wanted to have some wild animals as pets, so Ambani purchased 3,000-acre plot for him to build a zoo in which no one else is allowed to see also. It's called Vantara. Where there is no distinction between animals and humans. Whatever roti, sabzi, fruits the humans eat, the same roti, sabzi and fruits elephants are given. Ab batao. Will you call this person as having financial constraint? So lack of wealth is not a common problem to everybody. So rejected. It's a temporary problem. Give me another problem. Yes. Death. Very good. What's your name? Ramesh. Thank you. Let's analyze. Is it common to everybody? Will everybody die one day?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Some people, they are starting this movement. I don't. There's one person, no? Never die movement he has started. Crazy. So everybody will die. Agreed? Does anybody want to die? Nobody wants to die. Can anybody avoid death? So therefore it's a permanent problem. So disease and death is a permanent problem. Any other thing? Old age. Thank you. Thank you. I have seen you in Belthur. Okay. बेलतूर गीता कोर्स के लोग आ गए हैं. So, old age, let's analyze. Is it common to everybody? How many of you really feel that you will never become old in life? Some old age cream or some, I don't know what all things have come these days. Anti-aging cream. How can a cream be anti-aging? I never understood this. It's all bluff, I feel. You are aging, but how by applying a cream you will anti-age? This is the biggest bluff of the whole century. And many people are falling for it also. Anti-aging cream laga rahe hain. Arey, Hema Malini became old. Who are you? So, is there anybody who feels that they will never become old? Please raise your hand. And how many of you feel that you want? I mean, everybody doesn't. Nobody wants to become old. Everybody wants to remain young. And can someone do anything to avoid old age? Nobody. So old age is also a permanent problem. Anything else? Death already discussed. Breath, saans. How is that a problem? That's not a problem. Yeah. Anything else? Natural disaster, very good, let's analyze it. It is going to happen to everybody at some time or the other. कभी ना कभी earthquake या flood या tsunami कुछ ना कुछ तो आएगा लाइफ में. No one wants it also. And no one can do anything. Suppose a flood is coming. You raised your hand. I'm sorry, IPL match is going on. Come after 2 days. Can you do this? So the distress which we face because of natural disasters, it's a permanent problem. Anything else? Suffering, what kind of suffering? Suffering is due to the body and mind. Let's analyze. Is it common to everybody? Everybody is suffering. At least I am suffering because of my body. No one wants it. How many of you want to really suffer? Please raise your hand. And no one can avoid it. Kabhi na kabhi. Something they will say which will hurt you. And for 10 years you will hold grudge. So suffering is due to the body and mind. It's a permanent problem. Anything else? Unable to know the dharma, unable to follow the dharma. But there are many people who know dharma and who are following dharma. So it is not a common problem. Yes? Crime. Crime in what sense? Criminals or victims? That means victim. Is everybody a victim of crime? हर कोई जो यहाँ आया है उसके घर में रॉबरी कभी न कभी हुआ है. Financial crimes. Tax crime. Are you sure everybody is a victim of it? Some people are on the other side. Some people are on the other side. And you can find them very much in high number these days. Starting from the panchayat level. And can we say that these financial crimes no one wants? There are some people who really want it. You don't want it. Because you cannot do anything about it, so you don't want it. But there are some people who really want it. Okay, so I'll give you the answer. Birth, disease, old age and death. These are the permanent problems of life. Because we cannot do anything about these problems, so we have unnecessarily distracted ourselves with temporary problems like financial constraint, traffic, pollution, etc., etc., etc. What's your name? Thank you. It was a very intelligent question, so I just wanted to know your name.
Connected. For me, death is not a problem.
For you, death is not a problem. Birth. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukha Doshanu Darshanam. Chapter 13, Shloka number 8. Lord Krishna says that an intelligent person is he who sees the pessimistic nature of birth, disease, old age and death. Who says this? Lord Krishna. So what is birth? I'm not talking about other species, I'll talk about human species. A soul gets a material body and gets situated in the womb of a mother where he is surrounded by pus, stool, urine, gaseous fumes, insects which bite the tender body of the child. When the mother eats rasgulla, the insects will bite the child. When the mother eats samosa, the gaseous fumes burn the skin of the child. The pain is so much, and due to the space constraint, the child is not able to move also much. The pain is so much that sometimes the child faints because of the pain, most of the times. And then when it comes back to consciousness, it again faints. And when the pain becomes unbearable, the child kicks from within. And both the father and mother start dancing. That my child is responding. But actually your child is dying within. If I am put in a sack, not even a womb, not even surrounded by pus, stool, urine and insects and gaseous fumes, in a plain simple sack, if somebody puts me, for 3 minutes I will not be able to survive. According to the Shastra, according to the Bhagavad Gita, according to the Vedic scriptures, a soul entering the womb of a mother is the most difficult situation for the soul. Therefore, everybody aspires to go out of the cycle of birth and death. In fact, the aim of human life is to go do something in this human form so that one will have to never take birth again, one will never have to become old again, one will never have to fall sick again, and one will never have to die again. This is the goal of human life. How many Kannada speakers here? Kannadigas? In Kannada they say, Alliradu nammane illi bande summane. What does it mean? Can any Kannada speaker explain? Who raised their hand? Yes, can you explain? Alliradu nammane illi bande summane andre eno?
Yeah, this is just for temporary, wherever we are staying, earth is just temporary. So our own
There andre?
Krishna.
The spiritual world. Alliradu nammane, my real 1 BHK flat is there in the spiritual world. My real home is with Krishna, with God. Here in this material world, I have come sumne to do time pass. In this world, everybody is going through the cycle of birth, disease, old age and death. But in the spiritual world, there is no birth, no disease, no old age, no death. You can eternally sit with Krishna, dance with Krishna, eat with Krishna, play with Krishna, roam around with Krishna, do whatever you want, you do eternally. So therefore, Lord Krishna says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. The one who sees the fault and the miseries in birth, disease, old age and death, that person is an intelligent person. So therefore, Bhavish, birth. It's a serious problem. Now I am not talking about the birth of other species. It is more disgusting. And there is no guarantee that we will go into the womb of a human mother next life. If I have been lusty all my life, then I'll enter the womb of a dog. And I'll take birth like a dog. And then one day somebody will run their car on me also. Kutte ki maut marenge. Sorry, just a filmy dialogue. So therefore, we can celebrate happy birthday to you. But birth is a very difficult situation. It is for this reason that everybody loses their memory after having birth. Does anybody remember how they took birth? Because the pain is so unbearable that the Lord wipes out that memory. Because if you remember that pain, you will not be able to enjoy the rasgullas and gobi pakoras, gobi manchurian, whatever. You will not be able to enjoy. But if we came in this world to enjoy, aram ka mamla hai. But if you remember that what you went through, you will not be able to. So the Lord is so merciful. He understands our desires. Therefore, the memory of birth and the memory of previous death is erased. In fact, the memory of previous lifetimes are also erased. Otherwise, if you remember all the fathers of your previous lives, all the mothers of your previous lives, all the spouses of your previous lives, all the children of your previous life, you will be a self-realized person. And then you will not be able to do any sense gratification. But you want to do. So therefore, the laws of nature, they work like that. And somebody said, misery is due to body and mind, that is called adhyatmika klesh. Misery is due to natural disasters, that is called adidevika klesh. And misery is due to others. The miseries which I am getting because of other people, that is called adibhautika klesh. So these are the permanent problems of life. So human life is meant for doing something so that I don't encounter these problems at least in my next life onwards. Then I will get permanent happiness. Therefore, if we solve these permanent problems, the problem of birth, disease, old age and death, adhyatmik klesh, adibhautik klesh, adidevik klesh, then we get permanent happiness. If I am just busy with financial constraint or traffic or pollution or kids' exams or health, then I will not get permanent happiness. So how does this search for happiness end? Please repeat with me this Bhagavad Gita shloka. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam shashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanah samsiddhim paramangataha. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion, they never return to this temporary world which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. So Lord Krishna uses two adjectives to describe this material world. One is dukkhalayam and the other one is ashashvatam. The word alay means storehouse. For instance, when you go to pustakalay, what do you get there? Pustak. When you go to Himalaya, what do you get there? Him. So when you go to Dukkhalaya, what do you get there? Sukh, correct? But all your Instagram profiles and WhatsApp profiles and Facebook profiles are full of sukh. Selfies and I am living life king size and TikTok, VikTok. Which are the other? Instagram. People are just faking it. If I want to know something about this mobile in the best possible way, only the manufacturer can tell me. Correct? At one point of time, I was into mobile design and development. I will not tell you my employer's name. But I was strictly told that whatever you are designing, it should stop working in 1 year. I was told like that. And we used to design it like that. And the customers who were purchasing, they didn't know. Do you follow? So if I have to know something about this mobile in truth, whom should I ask? The manufacturer. So who is the manufacturer of this world? Sorry? God. Krishna. And he is telling that this world is dukkhalayam. But you don't agree. You are a very happy person, no? If we ask you, how are you? You will say, I'm fine, thank you, fantastic, mind-blowing, fantabulous. But actually, there is a hint here. They never return to this temporary world. That means beyond this temporary world, there is a permanent world. And those who are yogis in devotion, that means those who are practicing bhakti yoga, they are great souls. They will attain Krishna. They will attain his dham. And then they will never come to this dukkhalayam ashashvatam, because they have attained the highest perfection. So one of the conclusions here is, look for the right thing in the right place. In dukkhalayam you will never get sukh. Stop looking for happiness. Happiness exists only in the spiritual world. Let's be honest. There is only one happiness in this material world. Your relationship with God. That's all. Everything else will give you misery, either today or tomorrow. The so-called happiness which I am experiencing on the platform of sense gratification has the seeds of future unhappiness already sown into it. Please remember this. And there are so many shlokas of Bhagavad Gita which support this. Yehi samparshajab hoga dukkha yonaya ayante adya antvant kauntaya nateshu ramate buddhaha. As soon as the senses combined with the sense objects, it leads to misery in the future. Such kind of happiness has a beginning and an end. Nateshu ramate buddha. O Arjuna, those who are intelligent, they do not indulge in such happiness which is on the sensory platform and which has a beginning or an end. Lord Krishna says this. So if I am engaging in happiness which is on the sensory platform every now and then, and I know it has a beginning and an end, I am a very less intelligent person. I cannot compare myself to Arjuna. So therefore, search for the right things in the right place. How to end my search for happiness? First of all, understand that this world is full of people who are going through birth, disease, old age and death. Nobody can be happy. If somebody is saying, I'm fantastic, fabulous, they don't know what they are saying, basically. Because we as souls in this world, we are conditioned. And a conditioned soul gets conditioned to anything. One example I'll give. World War II, in the combustion chambers of Hitler, he used to find a room like this, close all the windows, and put some gaseous fumes every day, 5 minutes, waiting for people to die. And 200, 300 people would be locked in a room without any movement. 10 days. So it was reported by one of the survivors that these people, they dedicated one area of the room to pass stool and urine. Now because they had no food, on the 4th day onwards, people started eating the stool. Humans. They started eating human stool. So the first time when they were eating, they were feeling disgusted. But on the 10th day, they were happy. They got conditioned to it. It sounds very disgusting, but it is the truth. It is the truth. 50 years ago, if somebody would have told that I'm staying in Bangalore and I'm paying 60 rupees for 20 liters of bottle, they would have told you are living in hell, get out of that place. But now you are conditioned. You feel it's normal. 20 liters के लिए 60 rupees तो देना ही चाहिए. 50 years ago, if you would have told this to someone, they would have told you live in hell, get out of that place. For instance, if somebody tells you, for breathing for 1 hour, I pay 200 rupees, what you will tell to that person? Get out of that place. But who knows? Who knows? After some time, that will become the normal. So people get conditioned to abnormal things and they start thinking I'm happy, just like you are very happy. You are happy paying 60 rupees for 20-liter bottle. It's a very disgusting thing to do. I'm just giving a simple example. God has given water for free. But I want to stay in my apartment on the 18th floor and I want water just like that. So then you have to suffer. And you are thinking it is very okay also. Chalta, it's correct. So this is how what I'm saying. People get conditioned. So factually speaking, there is nobody who is happy in this world. It's just, sometimes people think lack of suffering is happiness. For example, when my disease will be cured, I'll start thinking I'm happy. But that is again another stupidity. I'm surrounded by people where everybody is crying, where everybody is going to die, sick, old age. Punarapi janamam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. I'm in this kind of a surrounding. How can anybody be happy? That is why Lord Krishna says, Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. You have to see the dukkha and dosha in it. And if you cannot see this darshan, dukkha doshanu darshanam, you are a less intelligent person, Baba. These are not my statements, these are Lord Krishna's statements. If you have any problem, Bhagwan se jaake baat kar lo, settle kar lo. कि आप ऐसा क्यों बोल दिए? What do you think of yourself? Next is you accept the message of Bhagavad Gita in your life. I think all of you who registered for the Gita course, did you get a Bhagavad Gita with you? That is the course book. You have to bring it every session. Next session onwards, we'll ask you, open page number 303. Read between your partners. Give us the conclusion. Like that, we'll start next class onwards. So please come with a notebook and a pen and a Bhagavad Gita. Is that okay? Is that too much to ask? थोड़ा feel आएगा ना कि कहीं जा रहे हैं, थोड़ा पढ़ने जा रहे हैं. Just coming with your mobile doesn't look good. Bring your Bhagavad Gita, bring your notebook, bring your pen. So accept the message of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the manual of life. When you buy a machine, you get a manual. In the manual, it is told how to operate the machine and how not to hurt yourself. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is the manual of life. Anything you want to do in life, you get guidance from Bhagavad Gita. And number 3, via the Bhagavad Gita, you have to connect with Krishna, connect with God. So your search for happiness will end when you follow these 3 steps. You understand that this world is dukkhalayam. Happiness is not there here. The only happiness which exists in the material world is my relationship with God. There is no other happiness. The design of this world is like this. Second, you have to accept and follow the message of Bhagavad Gita. That is how you will connect with God. And once you connect with Krishna, you will be like Prahlad. You may be surrounded by 2020 problems, but you will not be affected by it. Disclaimer: by attending this Bhagavad Gita course, we are not saying that all problems of your life will be solved. If you have come with this assumption कि Bhagavad Gita course जाएंगे and all my problems will be solved, sorry, it is not going to happen. However, we promise you that if you attend this Gita course and if you follow the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita and Lord Krishna, then you will develop Prahlad consciousness, where you will be surrounded by 2025 problems, but you will always be able to overcome it, transcend it, and not be affected by it. Does it make sense? Because this world is dukkhalayam. Dukh to aayega hi. Nothing can be done about it. Too much gobi Manchurian will always create problem. पेट्रोल फ्राई करना पड़ता है. Please repeat with me. तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयान्ति ते. To those who are constantly devoted to me, serving me with love, not just on the day of Janmashtami, but satata, constantly, and bhajatam priti purvakam, serving me with love. What I will give to them? I will give them the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam, the understanding by which, when they quit their body in this life, they will go back home, back to Godhead, and they will never again come to this material world. Only the most intelligent person can do this. Only the greatest hero can go back home, back to Godhead. Others will simply continue in the cycle of birth, disease, old age and death. Punarapi janamam, punarapi maranam. So choice is yours whether you want to become the most intelligent person, a student of Bhagavad Gita, whether you want to become the greatest hero and go back home, back to Godhead, or whether you want to take birth again in Whitefield or Belthur area. Choice is yours. No guarantee whether it will be a human life. Huh? No guarantee. कर्म ऐसे हैं तो मानव शरीर कैसे मिलेगा? So the aim of human life is to go back home, back to Godhead. And those who constantly serve Krishna by the way of chanting his holy names, Krishna will give them the intelligence by which they can go back home, back to Godhead, which is the greatest achievement in the human form of life. Human form life is meant for this. If a human being is unable to go back home, back to Godhead, it is a failure. Taking birth again, that means I missed the opportunity. So therefore, we have to distribute the... Please listen to me. Don't get distracted. Krityadhyayato Vishnum Tretayam Yajito Makhaihi Dvapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tadhari Kirtanat. Whatever result was obtained in Satyuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In different yugas, the lifespan of people was different. In Satyuga, you may not believe, but people would live for 1 lakh years. And for 60,000 years, 70,000 years, they would meditate to attain perfection. How many of you will have 60,000 years with yourself? Okay. In Treta Yuga, the lifespan reduced further from 1 lakh to 10,000 years by 10. So then people were engaging in doing fire sacrifices. But that also requires thousands of years to perform. Then in Dwapar Yuga, lifespan further reduced to 1,000 years. People would live maximum for 1,000 years. So at that time, people were engaging in temple construction and Arch Vigraha Upasana, worshipping of the deities. But when Kali Yuga began, the maximum lifespan reduced to 100 years. Now, what is the average lifespan? Sorry? 70 to 80. How many of you are confident कि हम 70 मार लेंगे? I will definitely cross 70. So this is the proof that lifespan has been reducing. This book Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 12th canto, it is mentioned that Kali Yuga will last for 4,32,000 years, out of which only 5,000 years have passed. There is nonsense of 4,27,000 years left. And it is mentioned that towards the end of Kali Yuga, the maximum lifespan of a human being will be 20 years. How many of you would like to take birth at that time? At least one person is interested. But let me tell you further. There will be acid rain at that time. There will be no wheat, no rice, no idli, no sambar, no pasta, no cows, no milk, no gobi Manchurian. At that time, humans will be cannibals. I will eat you, you will eat me. And 90% of your earning will be taken away as tax. These are the predictions. And there are further predictions which I will tell you in personal, because others will feel bad. First class mein depress kar diya. So therefore, finish your business in this life and go back home, back to Godhead. Don't take birth again. Especially not towards the end of Kali Yuga. So therefore, meditation is not possible in Kali Yuga. Fire sacrifices is not possible in Kali Yuga. Deity worship also nobody knows how to do. Simply rotating of agarbatti is not deity worship. So the only way in which you can get self-realization and God-realization is by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is from the Kali Santran Upanishad. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakam Nama Nama Kalikalmashanashanam Natah Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. So this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not an invention of ISKCON. It is not an ISKCON mantra. It is coming from the Shastra. And it has been taken from the Shastra, where it says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These 16 names composed of 32 syllables are the only means. There is no other means. They are the only means to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga. In all the Vedas it is seen that to cross the ocean of ignorance, ocean of nescience, there is no alternative to chanting of the holy name. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam. Kalau nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatirannatha. Other than the holy name of Hari, other than the holy name of Hari, other than the holy name of Hari, there is no way of spiritual emancipation in the age of Kali Yuga. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. These are the statements of Vyasadeva. And this particular statement which I am showing you is told by Lord Brahma to Narada. So therefore we insist that if you want to come to this platform, where you want to search for the right things in the right place, where you want to follow the Bhagavad Gita, where you want to establish a practical connection with Krishna in such a way that you are constantly devoted to Him, serving Him with love, then you need to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So there is little delay in supply of the beads. So until then I can take one or two questions. Any questions, comments?
How is death a problem?
How is death a problem? See, there are many answers to this question, and most of the people, they find death a problem. But because you have asked this question, that means you have to be answered in a separate way. Generally, we stop the recording.